What's going on? Lord Pixel here. And today, we're going to be taking a look and ranking every single fantasy house in Pocket Build. So before we begin, I just kind of wanted to give a few guidelines just so you kind of know what we're dealing with here. As I said before, we're only ranking the fantasy homes category, and we are going to kind of split it up into groups. I'm not going to say, oh, here we have house 1, and here we have house 2. We're going to be grouping them into similar groups, so like the Elven Tower would go with the rest of the Elven stuff in the Elven category, or the Stone Homes / Extensions would go in one category that we'd rank as well. So, without further ado, let's do this. Coming in at our number 17 spot, ladies and gentlemen, the Burnt House. Why? I don't know. I feel like, you can't, it doesn't make sense in a village unless you're doing some type of action scene or an abandoned place, but it's one house. You can't do much with one house. On top of that, it's just, you can't have someone live in it. It's just a burnt house that's no other purpose. I don't mean that in a mean way to any of the developers. I'm just saying it's probably the worst out of the fantasy homes. I like all of these, by the way. I love all of the fantasy homes. They're all super clever and super awesome to use, but just the burnt house probably is the worst out of them. Coming in at number 16 on our list, we have, this is an interesting one, crypts. Okay, I certainly have nothing against crypts. I just feel like they don't, it's for a dead person, and so it's only good in a cemetery. Like, when else are you going to use crypts when they're not in a cemetery? Like, again, abandoned town vibes, but aside from that, not really anything else. So, but there's 2 of them, which definitely ups their ante a little bit, and it's probably better than the burnt house. Topping out our number 15 spot, we have the samurai huts. I have nothing against the samurai huts, just like the crypts, but they're small. That's just my only problem with them. They're great for Japanese builds, and they're really clever and good looking, but they're just super small. And so it doesn't look good in a Japanese scene because they're just so tiny. Maybe I didn't research samurais, but maybe their huts were small. But either way, it's just too small for even a Pocket Build character to fit inside one of the homes. So that's where I'm at with the samurai huts. Number 14 is the hut and hut towers. So, they're basic, but I like that they're basic. They're good for, recluses hiding in the woods, or, Shrek's swamp or something, I don't know. But they're good for, smaller homes. The hut towers, less of that, but they're pretty good, building. Just, again, my problem with them is that they're too small. It doesn't work to have a house that small in a build. I mean, I'm not saying they should be the size of, Elven House 6, but, they should definitely be a bit bigger. But, I like that there's a hut, a small hut that you can definitely use, and then I like that there's a hut tower that you can put higher up in a place on a build. Number 13, the basic church. Okay, one church. We don't need more than that. We have one basic church. It looks good with any of the basic homes, which I find very very good. And it's just, a nice little old-fashioned thing to add in. Number 12, the Goblin Hut. Okay, so the Goblin Hut. Pretty much the hut tower, except much cooler. It is multi-level. It has a little tower sticking out of it. I like it. It's a good, I never really took a good look at it until just now, and it actually is a really cool hut. Like, I like it. It's a good hut. And it certainly can complement any build, not goblins only, which is why I like it, and it comes in at number 12. Number 11 is the Wizard Tower. Very, very purple, which I like. It's not a bad thing. And it's cool how it has the stairs built in rather than you having to add your own stairs sloping up, you know? And I like that it has multiple mini levels, and though those are small, too small to fit an NPC, I like that they exist, and it's just a very clever build, and you can use it really in a lot of different places, which is why it comes in at number 11. Coming in at our number 10 spot, we have windmills, and windmills are just they're windmills. They move, which is certainly a feature that puts them up higher, and they can be used in lots of places. They can be used on a farm, they can be used in a town, they can be used by the sea, they can be used in a lot of different places, which is why they're here at number 10, and yeah. Number 9, we have the samurai temples. So, unlike the samurai huts, these are temples, obviously, but they're still very small. Too small to be considered a temple, in my opinion. If you really take a good look at them in first person, you can see that it's meant for rabbits. And other than that, I don't really have a problem with them. They're very, very cool, very Japanese structure-like, but they're just so small for NPCs. Okay. This is a confusing one, because coming in at 7 and 8, we have the red and blue homes. Aside from the color, these things are exactly the same. So I just would say 7 and 8, because depending on whatever color you like, I'd say that would go after, you know, that's only logical. So I personally would prefer the blue. It's a bit more subtle and less like bang red homes, but you know, that's just my opinion. Okay, number 6, we have these stalls. I didn't really know that these existed until recently. They are very, very tucked away in the fantasy homes category, and I took a good look at them and I was like, whoa, these are actually really cool, because they have like supplies laying out, and they're like built out of flaking wood. It's just a very nice little touch to your build. Number 5, large homes. So the large homes are practically the basic homes, but large. It's in the name. But I like them, but they're definitely just huge. And it's good if you want to have like a bustling city, but not good if you want more of a quiet village. So that's why they're good. I think they're really detailed, they're really well built, but they're not really good for certain builds. None of these are good for every single type of build, but you get my drift. At number 4, we have the basic homes. When have you not used them? Right? Like, we use them in pretty much every single build that we do, unless we're like super advanced and we don't need to use them. But they're reliable, and they look nice, and they're not like boom, bam, whoa. Like, they're not extravagant. They're just basic, and they're nice, and they're good for everything. And you can think what you want to think, but I'm gonna say they come in at number 4. At our number 3 spot, we have the stone cottages. These are some of my favorite pieces in this game. They're so fairy tale-like and so just imaginative that I think they definitely belong up here at number 3. They're just so, like, it gives you that nice little feeling of peacefulness. It just, you know, it's a nice little touch to your build, and it's just a super clever build piece, in my opinion. All however many there are. I think there's 5. Topping out our number 2 spot, we have stone homes and extensions. Part of the reason these are so high up, even though most of them don't have doors, is because there's just so many. Like, who needs doors when you can have a city where each building is different? I just think it's so good that they're basic, again, just like the classic homes. They're basic, and they look nice, and they're not boom, bam, all over the place kind of thing. And there's just a bunch of different varieties, so you can build a flippin' castle using only these. Like, they're just such a good piece. But not as good as our number 1 spot. And this is probably extremely objective, but I'm going to say it is the elven homes. When you think about it, elven homes, there's small ones and there's big ones. And there's the tower. And you can just use them for everything. Like, they work for whatever you want to do. But I think because there's 6 different homes and then the tower, it just, you know, it works. And since they're green, you could put it in a forest and it looks so nice and placid. I mean, yes, they're green, but aside from that, you really can't have anything against them. There's a lot of different ones, and they just have a lot of nice variety between them, and they look nice. So that's my opinion of the number 1 spot. It was kind of that or stone extensions, and I wasn't sure which to put, but that's just my opinion. Thank you so much for watching, and I really hope that you agreed with most of this. Otherwise, I'm going to have a hard time explaining it to anyone else who watches this. Let me know what you agreed and disagreed with in the comment section, if you will, and if you want to, and press like if you want to see more videos with my face. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you later. Bye-bye. Coming in at our number 16 retake. So, the Wizard Tower. Very, very fantasy-like, because you can't have a fantasy without a wizard. Number 10, we have, coming in at our number 10 spot, we have windmills.